Ford Saeks has redefined the formula for business success. His efforts have helped companies generate a total of over $1 billion in sales worldwide. From startups to Fortune 500s, Saeks is widely recognized as a business growth innovator. With over 20 years experience, ranging from retail to wholesale, authored several books, awarded 3 U.S. patents, and received numerous industry awards. Tenacity and innovation are what fuels this revenue-generating powerhouse. From grassroots to Google, Ford provides his clients with fresh perspectives and doable tactics to resolve marketing, operations, and growth challenges. As president and CEO of Prime Concepts Group Incorporated, Ford specializes in helping businesses attract loyal and repeat customers, monetize social media, and ignite creativity. We're happy to have him here with us today. So please give a warm welcome to Ford Saeks.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been driving for several hours and you're driving down a windy road, maybe an unfamiliar road, and you're starting to get a little tired from your long day in the trip, and what do? You roll down the window to get that fresh breath of fresh air, right? And so I want you to think about today that local area marketing is like that fresh breath of air. So hopefully today what you're going to do is I guarantee you're going to walk away with some doable action steps, regardless whether you're a new franchise owner or whether you're a multi-unit owner or a top producer. I guarantee you're in the right room. Because it's not just about the importance of local area marketing, it's really about how you can take action with it wherever you are with what you have. So if you're ready to get started, please say yes. Yes. All right, that's a great group after the afternoon session. I'm glad you're all here. I encourage you, if you want to take pictures of the slides, you can. But I've made the slides available, and Heather will be sending them out to everybody after the presentation. So you can, by all means, you can take photos of the slides. But if I go too fast, don't worry, you're going to get copies of them. All right, so local area marketing is really like that fresh breath of oxygen. So imagine if you were holding your breath. What would happen to you? You'd pass out. Well, that's the same thing that happens if you don't use local area marketing. Your business pretty much passes out. So you want to stay alert. So let's roll down our virtual windows and take in some fresh air and leave us some ideas that you can use to accelerate your business. But I know you want to grow. I know you want to stand out from the competition. I know you want to attract more leads, but we don't want more leads. We want high quality leads. One of the things that comes up in every pre-event call is that they're dealing with staffing issues. Well, part of local area marketing is to elevate your visibility, to make it easier for you to actually get staff. Local area marketing is really about building trust in your community. It's about building those relationships in your community, and that's something that national can't do. We'll talk more about the voice in just a minute. How many people want to increase their sales? Say yes. Yes. Okay, well, you're in the right room. Well, as Heather so politely commented earlier, there's a consumer shift in behavior because the COVID money's no longer there, and maybe you were able to sustain because of the momentum, because people are at home, and they were working on their home offices and maybe homeschooling and doing Zoom calls and virtual work, but now they're going back into the workforce. So local area marketing has become more important than it ever has been before. So that's really the key point as we start. Local area marketing is like oxygen for your business. So every breath you take, I want you to associate it with using your local marketing. Now, no matter where you are in the growth of your business, no matter where you are, there's some place that you want to go with the growth and success of your business. Maybe it's profitability, maybe it's a certain status level, maybe it's a volume, but there's this gap. And people always think that this gap is unique to them. As a franchise consultant, I also run a marketing agency, and I interview clients, and I work with brands, and they always say, well, I'm different. Well, there are definitely nuances between the brands, but local area marketing is local area marketing. It can be applied to any brand, especially the home services brands like you have here in the room. But people always think that this gap is unique to them. And in all my presentations for 34 years, remaining timely, topical, and relevant in this industry, I've learned that it really comes down to 3 things for success. First, it's your mindset. Without your mindset dialed in, it might be preventing you from using your systems and following your checklists and using your best practices. So if you've got your mindset dialed in, the second element is strategies. Well, you've got it as a franchise brand. If this was a regular brand that wasn't a franchise, you wouldn't have strategies. But that's one of the biggest advantages to being a franchisee. is that you have a system, a strategy to follow. So we're going to put a checkbox on number 2. And then number 3, it comes down to the individual tactics, the methodologies, the things that you're going to use. So as you listen here today, I guarantee I'm going to help you find your focus. For some of you, it's going to be mindset. For others, it might be revisiting your strategies. And for the rest of you, it might be, hey, I want a couple nuances and some tactics that I can use to grow my business. So let's jump into refueling our mindset, because like I said, without that refueled, nothing happens. And I know I've done these presentations and people might sit in the audience and they say to themselves, hopefully, I've heard this before. And all I would ask you is, have you heard it before? And it's not what you know, it's how well you execute. How many, I won't have you raise your hands, but I know there's a lot of you in the room that know what to do, but maybe you just don't execute. Has anybody had any desserts while you've been here, or maybe indulged in some cheesecake or some other food that maybe you weren't really going to put on your diet, but you did it because, so you knew better, but you did it anyway, right? And that's the same thing with marketing. People will say, well, Ford, I've got 15 years of experience in marketing. And I always think to myself, do they have 15 years or 1 year that they've repeated 15 times? So as you go through today, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I'm not saying you do or don't know these things. I'm here just to be a catalyst for the next 55 minutes or whatever that we have left. It's going to go quick. I also encourage you to ask questions if you have anything. But here's the deal. I've been talking now for 7 minutes, and you might think, man, that guy talks fast. It's just because I'm so passionate and excited about this topic. So if you have a question, and because the lights are kind of bright, all you have to do is say, whoa. Can you practice that? Ready? Whoa. Whoa. All right, now use your hand. Come on, one more time. Whoa. 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 Now, I know what you're thinking. You might think, well, Ford, this is my first conference. I'm a new franchisee. I just secured my territory. I haven't even opened my location yet. So you can say, a friend of mine wants to know. That way you can ask me the question. You don't have to feel shy about knowing. Maybe you know the answer, but you're asking on behalf of someone else. These are some of the challenges that I know that you're facing in your business. You've got increased competition. We all have generational differences, anywhere from 18 to 85 in the workforce. There's behavior changes, like Heather mentioned in the beginning, hiring and retaining top staff. Well, guess what? Local marketing also helps you attract candidates to come work for you. So the marketing is not just to get new customers and repeat customers from your homeowners, it's also to attract service providers and people that can come to work for you. Supply chain issues, cost increases, and then of course, how do we create amazing customer experiences that drive new and repeat sales, that drive referrals? So these are the common challenges that I face when I speak at the organizations around the globe. I speak in franchising and also outside of franchising. So I have a lot of experience in that manner. So let's jump into the mindset. We already talked about the shifts in momentum, but here's an important one. I know because I've mystery shopped some of you that feel like maybe the national brand needs to do more to drive business. And what I always say to franchise brands that tell me that is that the national brand is for brand awareness. So if you pay into your national advertising fund, that's what you should do. It's part of the brand, right? But as a franchisee, as the Z, I like to say, you're responsible for the local marketing that the national couldn't do. They don't know the events that are going on, the relationships that you can build locally. You got boots on the ground. You're right in that area. So today we're going to be focusing on the local side of this part, not the national side. So as I've said, local marketing is an investment. So let's dig deeper into your mindset. What is this really about? It's about rethinking, reframing, refocusing, and reigniting your passion to what this is. Because all of you have great products. I had the opportunity to go to your websites, to look at your Google reviews, to look at your YouTube channel and look at the things that are on the national brand on YouTube. You've got great products. So the key is, if you want to get more sales, you have to add more value. And sometimes it's not adding more value, it's communicating it. So you might have the best products in the world. We all know restaurants that were really great and they went out of business. And then you've got restaurants that every time you eat there, you think, why did we eat here? We know we don't like this restaurant. Well, it comes down to a visibility and awareness. And so that's what local marketing really gives you. So this isn't about doing more. It's about what you're going to start doing, what you're going to stop doing, and what you're going to continue doing. So as you're taking notes, some things are going to fall under one of these three categories. I have to ask you a question. Raise your hand if you're sitting next to somebody that you came with to the conference. Raise your hand. Okay, take a look at those people. Those are used people. I'll let it sink in. The next time you go to an event, sit somewhere in the front. So when you go to the next session, either split up and go to a different session or sit somewhere different, because part of coming to the conference, again, when you get ready to schedule to come to next year's conference, that's what it's all about. It's about who you meet in the audience and getting out of your comfort zone. So we have 4 chairs in the front. First 4 people up here get books. Taking action is reward. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, so we've got these 2 books. Thank you for jumping up. You got one here. And you got you guys, okay? Okay, hand one back to the guy behind you. Okay, here you go, sir. You were already in the front row. All right, so get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and let's see if we can keep it real. Can we keep it real here? Say yes? Yes. Okay, what does BS stand for? Okay, don't say it. Okay, please, Heather's in the front row. I want to come back, okay, guys? All right, so BS stands for belief system. But some people's belief systems are what? BS, right? Because you just have been contaminated by thinking there's too much competition. No, my prices are too high. Whatever you're listening to, you have to reprogram that mindset. And just remember that local area marketing, when I say LAM, it's really the oxygen for the business. And it's really easy to condition. Some of you may be conditioned to get leads, and some of you may be doing something in the marketplace to condition people not to do business with you. But it's really easy to condition people. So I'm going to do a little experiment. You ready to have some fun? Say yes? Yes. Okay, I'd like everybody to respond out loud, first instinct, out loud. Everybody in the room, please, out loud. What color are yield signs? Yellow. Oh, no, not again. Heather, I thought they learned the lesson yesterday. Raise your hand if you said yellow. Raise them up. Okay, look around the room. Stay the heck away from these people. Yield signs have been red and white since 1975. And for those of you that don't believe me, just Google it later when we get out of here. But it has to do with conditioning. Some of you might think pay-per-click doesn't work, or direct mail doesn't work, or networking doesn't work, or lunch and learns don't work. They work. Video marketing works. Every method works. You just have to be effective at it. And I guarantee I'm going to give you some formulas that you can apply no matter what type of marketing you're doing, whether you're doing traditional grassroots marketing, the social skills and selling marketing, or whether you're using paid advertising, TV, radio, or pay-per-click, or any of those other methods. I'll give you a formula that'll work. But it's about your conditioning. So yield signs are red and white. Don't argue, just write it down. You can check later. Okay, here we go. So let's look at some self-limiting beliefs that we definitely don't want to do. Procrastination, short-term thinking, negative thinking, making excuses. That robs you of your power. Solving insignificant problems. Anybody else overanalyze things, or is it just me? Right? Done is more profitable than perfect. Now, we're not talking about you delivering quality services to your clients. We're talking about the things that you stress about that you can do. You can still have the book, sir. It's fine. Okay. Seeking perfection, right? So some people are trying to seek perfection. And then, of course, there's imposter syndrome. You know, I've heard it here in the hallways. There's other franchise owners that maybe have been in the system longer than you, and they're top producers, and you find out what their monthly and annual sales and their average volume is, and you start thinking, gosh, am I ever going to be able to do that? Look, start where you are with what you've got and grow from there. Don't judge yourself necessarily by everybody else, but follow your systems. Your systems are designed to support you. They give you the best practices and the roadmap for success. But if you change nothing, nothing changes. So the real power of coming to the conference this week is going to be when you take action on what you heard. Not just in my presentation, but from the other presentations, from the general sessions for your brands, and from the general sessions you heard in both mornings. Okay, so let's get to the next thing. You say, okay, Ford, that's great. You know, I'm leaving with all these notes, and I've got all these action steps, but I just don't have time. So my question to you is, the next time you say you don't have time, try this on. Try saying it's not a priority and see how that makes you feel. It's a tough pill to swallow. So again, you have tools. It's not what you know, it's how well you execute. But no matter what kind of marketing you do, guess what? A satisfied client is the best strategy. Deliver great work, you're going to get referrals. So let's jump into some of the tactics. I promised you I was going to give you a formula for increasing your return on investment. And here it is. This is one you're definitely going to want to take a photo of. Get your cameras out, take a picture of this slide. This is easy to understand, harder to implement. I want you to think about these. Thank you. I'll let you guys take pictures. I want you to think of these as digits in a lock. Dennis, so we're going to give Dennis another round of applause, please. So he's in the front row. That's what happens. Okay, Dennis, what's the benefit of doing, if I'm interested in bringing you in to do blinds, I have a lake house and I've got big picture windows, what's the benefit of doing business with you?
We have a lifetime warranty, 5-year, no questions asked.
Okay, lifetime warranty, no questions asked. Is that a feature or a benefit? It's a feature. It's okay. Now, I'm not picking on you. You've been smiling. It's a good thing. And don't give, because if you like me, then tell Heather. If you don't, tell me, because I don't want to be careful. We did not set this up ahead of time. Here's the magic word. So don't anybody give Dennis any crap, because I could ask all of you the same thing. Here's the key. If you talk about yourself, your process, or your company, or your products, or your services, it is a feature. Now I'm going to give you the magic words. You ready for the magic words? Say yes. So what and which means. So you said lifetime warranty, and what was the other one?
5 years, no questions.
Okay, 5 years, no question asked, and a lifetime warranty. Let's use the magic words, which means. Which means what? What does it mean as a homeowner if I have 5-year warranty? Peace of mind and trust. Peace of mind and trust are benefits. Benefits are emotional and intangible. You want to increase your sales? Lead with benefits. Substantiate with features. So the lifetime warranty is certainly valuable. Like well, this is, no, you're supposed to say those things. But you have to tell the prospect what the benefit is, because they're too busy. They don't understand how to translate it. You're too close to your own products. So you need to go one step further and use those magic words. So what? Which means 15 years in business. So what? Which means you can trust me. Trust and confidence are the benefits. Companies trust us, parents, homeowners trust us because we've been in business for 15 years. Customers love doing business with us because they have trust and confidence because we offer a lifetime guarantee. So you see how I'm doing that? Lead with the benefits, substantiate with the claims. So that's the message. Number 2 is the market. Who is your ideal client? Well, I'm sure you know who your ideal customer is. And 3 is the method. So let's say you're doing pay-per-click. Checkbox, we're using pay-per-click, that's the method. Well, now you have to go back to the other 2 variables. What are we saying in our pay-per-click ad? And is the ad matching the page that they're going to? So often brands and even people who say they know other than your preferred vendors, if they hire someone who's not a preferred vendor for HFC and for your brands, they send all the traffic to your homepage. Well, that's not a good match in most cases. You want to send your pay-per-click ads to specific landing pages that match. So whatever the premise in the ad is, should match the promise of whatever the ad is. The premise and the promise of the ad for pay-per-click need to match. Now that's just one example, but you could use this for a trade show, for a social media post, for a lunch and learn at your location. It's what's our message, who are we sending it to, and how are we sending it? Get it? Got it, good. This is a formula. Practice it, you'll increase your return on investment. All right, questions so far. We got about 2.5 minutes left. I guarantee we're going to get out of here on time. Have you had some good takeaways? Say yes? Yes. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. We talked about the fact that you have to control what you can control, which is your attitude, your communication, your actions. We talked about mindset. We talked about the color of yield signs and staying away from those people who said yellow, right? We talked about the formula that you can use, which is your message, your market, and your method. We talked about the difference between features and benefits, and you want to lead with benefits, substantiate with features. We talked about the purpose of using lead magnets. We talked about how to improve any marketing by using that formula. So I want you to think about one thing that you're going to start doing out of this conference, not just from my session, but from this conference, that you're going to start doing. One thing that you're going to stop doing, and one thing that you're going to continue doing. But more importantly, as we wrap this up, it's really about being proactive as opposed to reactive. You need to be proactive. So let me tell you Becky's story. Becky was a franchise owner. You know, she was really struggling to generate leads. She had her business for a while, and she had a lot of momentum, and she was relying on the National Advertising Fund to really drive her business. And the National Advertising Fund wasn't driving her business, but she wasn't doing anything else, so she assumed that it was from the National Advertising Fund. So she realized that she had to do something different. Her brand awareness was good, but she needed to actually drive leads. She went to one of my presentations, and I said in all my presentations, you need to invest, because people always ask me, how much should I invest? And I always tell them it's 8 to 10% of your gross revenues is what you should, as a general rule, invest in local area marketing. It's not about what you spend, it's about the return on the investment. So it's not about spending the money, it's about using the formula to measure the impact that it's making. So she came to the session, she turned to her brand's local marketing playbook, because every brand has one. Sometimes they call it a checklist, sometimes they call it a playbook. They went to the list of vendors, approved vendors. She used her approved vendors, her playbook. She got out there and started networking more effectively in her community, and it really grew her referral network. She identified all the other companies that reached her market and built relationships with them, and it made it really easy for them to get referrals. And from that, her confidence grew, and the control of her business grew, and she was able to weather the marketing fluctuations, because we don't know what's going to come around the corner. And with that, I want to thank you for allowing me to share some insights today. Didn't this go fast? Yes. Give yourselves a round of applause. We are done. The key takeaways: local marketing is oxygen for your business. Take control, invest, and I appreciate all you being here. Thanks, everybody. We're done. Please turn the house lights on and turn some music on. I'll be up here to answer any questions before you get to your next session. Thanks, everybody.